Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Laststandgamers, and welcome back to a little bit more Airsoft action. This time, the game mode is territory control. Both teams have to fight for a number of buildings, and the one with the most buildings by the end of the round will be the victors. I'm entering into a building that what they call the Embassy here. It's a very dark and scary little place for some CQB action, but since I've got here a little bit early, I'm going to spring a bit of an ambush on some advancing players. With two of the players out the way and the third one trying to get towards the embassy building, I'm going to move and relocate position and see if I can pick him off. Luckily my teammate starts to engage him and he flees back towards the building he came from. I put some rounds in front of him, trying to avoid his teammates that are already dead, and now I've got to reload the mag. Now the problem and the things that are running through my head here is where is he going to pop out next? And if I'm correct, I think he's going to pop out from the door side on the right of that structure across the way. Another thing I've got to remember is not got tunnel visioned on these windows, keep an eye behind me as well. With that player down, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a check of what's on the other side of this building that I've not explored. There's glass, there's BBs, these things all over the floor in these structures, so you've got to be really careful and keep your noise print to an absolute minimum. Now you also may be wondering, I'm running a bit of a different gun. This is not a gas one, this is actually an electric TM recoil AK74, my backup gun that's configured exactly the same as my gas gun. Hopefully one of these windows will provide a target. Sadly, the target managed to move before my pellets got there. Now I'm going to relocate myself back to the other side of the building and just do a quick perimeter sweep, making sure that there's no one actually in the area. Now getting a little bit of information from my teammate, it sounded like this building away was clear from hostile opponents, but when I got over there I realised it wasn't, as I saw someone's muzzle poking around the corner, so I prepare a grenade and frag the entrance. With the grenade going in, we've got 4 players dead, and I had to point out to this player that the grenade's right at his feet. Picking off another there in the back of the room, I make my usual mistake of overextending myself and pushing out too far, and this is what catches me off guard on the outside of the building. There we go, I'm out of play. Now moving on to this next round, we have to escort an ambulance around the site, and to do this we need to get some security up ahead. So me and a few teammates managed to sprint to the first structure that the ambulance has got to get past, but at the same time teammates are behind us are telling us that there is enemy players entering from the other side. So we have to be fast, but we have to be careful at the same time.
Left. People in here.
Convince my teammate to go left, I'm going to try going right. Now he comes under fire from the other end of the corridor, so it's down to me to try to flank this guy and take him out. Now you've got windows on the left and you've got doors on the right here, so you're exposed quite heavily. So I'm tucking into here, but the situation is no better. We've got a hilltop on the right where players can fire down as well. And there is also a building through that far window. So we've got to be really careful here and not get too tunnel visioned. With not much noise coming from the corridor, I'm expecting that someone's going to be on the right end at the back. But there's also a staircase on the left, so I've got to be prepared here. Now with the door being closed, I didn't want to make too much noise, so I thought I'd continue to the end of the corridor. And there he is. Eliminate him quickly, getting him out of play so my teammates can push up on this side. I'm also fragging the corridor and the staircase there to try to avoid players in that room. Now the situation I think that's going to happen is we've got more bad guys pushing in from the lower floor, so if I can find one of these windows and try to shoot them in the back, it might be a good idea. And there we go, we've got 2 of them advancing across this field. Now that's something you can really only do with an AEG, go fully automatic. If that was the gas gun there, I may have only got one of them. Pick up my mag, put it back in play, Over reloading just a little in this game as well, due to me used to having 30 round mags instead of these 75 mid caps. Check that window once again, and now I've got to focus my attention back on the corridor. Now just listen to this conversation. Bear in mind I'm yellow. I take out another player who's pushed up to the same position as I got the guy before, and now due to that confusion I end up taking out a teammate. I'm going to grab him and get him back revived. Now at the same time there is a fizzy pyro that just went out outside the door. Now the best way to counter this breach is use their own surprise against them and push up on them. Both players out the way, I'm going to have a look down the corridor itself and check the staircase. Staircase is looking clear. I'm going to call them coming out and resecure the rest of this floor. With the building being relatively secure now, we need to keep moving around the actual perimeter and picking off people that are getting a little bit sneaky and trying to approach from angles where other players might not be looking. So after doing this, I realised that there is quite a lot of holes, but at the same time the ambulance is creeping up on the road to our left, so we need to be ready to jump to that next building to keep it covered. Another long range shot there, picking off a player creeping around in a bush. And now I'm going to proceed downstairs. As you can see with the red marker, that's where the ambulance is. It needs to continue down the road, but it can't because the next building along keeps it suppressed and stops it from moving. So as I'm moving down here, very quiet. There is conversation coming from the right side down here though. Spotting an enemy player at the end, I creep towards him and eliminate him and his friend. Now this friendly is at the other end of the corridor and I don't want a friendly fire incident on my hands. Calling out to them, I don't get a reply, so I'm just going to go and hide within this building. I'm also going to check the outside to make sure no one's creeping up on the windows like these players did. Seems pretty clear for the moment.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
With the yellows knowing that I'm a yellow as well, I can move up the corridor and continue clearing. As I enter into this room, I see a teammate who's under fire from the building across the way.
Top of bottom window. Top of bottom. Top of bottom window.
Now communication in this sort of situation is key. You've really got to work together to take out them players. And he's creeping around somewhere in that lower floor. I'm going to do a quick peek as you saw his cap just pop out from the right side window. But attacking from this direction is just going to be an exchange of BBs. There's nothing going to be going on here. So now I'm relocating from that position. I'm going to try to push out from the opposite left side. As I sprint across here, I find a window that I can't actually get through. I managed to trap my crotch on it. So I'm going to go back through the actual door and just play it safe. Okay, it's relatively quiet. Now the main objective of this is to get them two players that are engaging on the right side of this building, the ones that we were shooting at before. It's gone very dark here. On the left is a corridor, and the door is shut on the right, so I'm going to have to be really fast here. Both of them dead. Should give us a bit of time for our teammates to actually push up. Now this is where my plan ended, and you're going to soon see me make quite a few mistakes. Now first off, I should have probably pushed around left or even gone up the staircase. But I decided to go over here, and outside that window up the hill is their spawn. I take out a further player, and we have a bit of team miscommunication there where I'm trying to tell them I'm not red, and I pop out this window. I still don't know why I did this. But there we go. Final player killed, and that's me out of the game. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.